We all have them here. Myself, Manuch, Jimmy B, Jax, and Connor. And I'm going to kind of go off the script because normally you just pick one.
Right, yeah.
But I'm going to take two. We'll play the sound, and then I'll explain.
Got him. Corbin Burnes strikes at the side in the sixth. It's a season high 10 strikeouts for Corbin, 6 scoreless innings and 2 hit ball.
Can't sit here and say it wasn't good with the line that we walked away from. If I'm being completely honest with myself, not getting ahead of people. The walks, obviously, I'm not happy about. But at the end of the day, if I can not feel my best and walk away with what I did today, then I can't beat myself up about it for sure. And the fact that we were able to, fight till the end and keep it the way it was and scratch across a win after yesterday, overall, really good day.
All right, so I'm going to go with Corbin Burnes and Merrill Kelly, 2 shutouts over the weekend. We start with Corbin Burnes, of course, the former Cy Young winner. He shuts out the Rockies on Friday night. He goes 6 innings, 2 hits, and you heard the 10 strikeouts, the 10th. And he is now 3-1, a 2.56 ERA, 16 scoreless innings in a row. Quietly, 16 scoreless innings in a row. Not a lot of people talking about Corbin Burnes. He's doing what they paid him to do. Got a little slow start, so he's part of my G2G. And then Merrill Kelly, who was dominant yesterday, 7 scoreless innings, gives up just 1 hit, 11 strikeouts, a season high, 109 pitches. He's now 5-2 with a 3.26 ERA. He bounced back strong after those early May cramps. So I'm going to give it to Merrill Kelly and Corbin Burnes.
All right, my G2G Protein Bar Game Chambers. We're going to go back to Oklahoma City.
20-point lead. The Thunder right now in control. SGA. Shot up trade. Timeout Denver.
That's right. SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scores 35 points. He had the 4 assists to 3 steals in the Thunder's 125-93 win and advanced to Western Conference Finals against the T-Wolves. 12 for 19 from the field, 3 for 4 3-point shooting, 8 and 9 from the free throws. Talk about clutch, making it happen, even though they started off a little bit slow. I like SGA. Is my G2G Protein Bar Game Changer, and they're moving on.
I'm headed to the National Hockey League. It was an easy one for me. Best 2 words in sports, Game 7. And we got a hell of a game between the Jets and the Stars, and it was tied at the end of regulation. And then Thomas Harley ends it quickly for Dallas.
But Hellebuck, played to the corner by Pionk. Circling that second.
Sensational game. Only way to describe that one. And once again, Thomas Harley with the overtime winner, and the Stars advance. The Jets are now playing golf. And no, Thomas Harley, it gets my G2G Protein Bar Game Changer. Jax.
Yeah, I'm also going to Oklahoma City and talk about a guy who absolutely locked up the MVP winner, Nikola Jokic, as Jimmy B says. Well, not today. Alex Caruso gets my G2G, locking up Jokic. Here is one of his steals from yesterday's game.
Jokic tonight, 20 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Caruso with yet another steal. Caruso throws it back. SGA throws it down. A defensive clinic tonight from OKC.
It's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's about the size of the fight in the dog.
Yep.
Alex Caruso off the bench, strapping up Jokic. He's brought that championship mentality to OKC, and he gets my G2G Protein Bar Game Changer Award. Connor.
Yeah, I'm going to be going right back to the PGA. Rock, you were out there and you got to watch this. Scottie Scheffler adding on to his incredible resume.
This third.
37.
Oh, yes. That's the way to do it with style. Scottie Scheffler wins in a runaway in the showdown at Charlotte.
Scottie Scheffler ends up winning his third major title there to go alongside the 2022 and 2024 Masters champion. So good for Scottie Scheffler now that he's got 3 major titles under his belt. And it looks like we might have our next, not going to say Tiger Woods, but the star of golf, the guy who could be around for longer than just 1 or 2 tournaments.
And what a good guy.
He is a good guy. Yep.
The emotion he showed yesterday, which wasn't expected. The round he shot on Saturday, the last 4 holes, the so-called Green Mile.
Mm-hmm.
It's just amazing to watch him play. And he's got such an unorthodox swing that he's always seems like he's falling over on his drives.
It's amazing.
You know, like I'm working on my swing every day, and I'm like, I don't know. I think I fall over too, but I ain't hitting it like he is.
He's his the way that just the way he comes through. And you see the back foot move constantly and slide forward, and he just kills it, Rock. It doesn't matter what club he is hitting. He has precision personified with that golf club.
I will say this, though. I really wish John Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau would come back to the PGA.
I would too.
They are so good for the sport.
Mm-hmm.
They're, you see Bryson with the fans.
Yep.
You see him always signing autographs, high-fiving, letting the kids slap his hand when he's going from hole to hole. And then John Rahm, it's funny, I was on, I think it was 15 or 16, and he had teed off. It's the par 5. It was 15. Yeah, I think it was 15. And he had to use the bathroom. So he went to one of the bathrooms, and he's holding everybody up. And it was so funny because when he came out, everybody just started clapping, and he smiled, and and he started walking. But it was just the fact that he acknowledges the fans, where there are some golfers out there that don't do that. Mm-hmm. And I really wish we could figure a way to just grab those 2 back. I don't need
need the rest of them.
I don't need
just take those.
I definitely don't want Phil Mickelson.
No,
he can stay. It's like he doesn't even play golf anymore.
Yeah,
you don't even hear about him anymore.
4 in the bunker. Rocket one
that
time.
Was amazing.
He was the greatest short iron player ever in the game, and he got into the bunker. It took him 4 to get out.
He will tear it up in the next level.
Oh, he will.
He
champions.
Will. Same as Tiger, and that's fine. I love the champions, but I do think if we can somehow figure out, the PGA can figure out how to get them back into it, so they're not just playing majors. Bryson's so good for golf, and he is working his butt off. He's going to break through. He really is.
It's about his physical dominance when he hits a golf ball, driver, and then his short irons. And, he made a run there on Saturday, and then, Scheffler got hot in the backside. The thing about Scottie Scheffler amazes me is as you mentioned, how he finishes.
Mm-hmm.
The backside, 3 birdies. You only had the 1 bogey there at the very end, but he kind of kicked it in. He dang near lapped the field. When you win by 5 and you were up by 6 at one time with that group of players that you just mentioned, Rock, the best of the best, just goes to show you that, here he is that much more dominant on a consistent basis. Now, I don't know if we'll ever see what Tiger did or Jack did.
Right.
But this is a guy that if he stays healthy and can continue to win tournaments like this, can build on it. So the Tiger-esque statement by a lot of folks is like, okay, let's just pump the brakes there.
Exactly.
Let's sit over the next 10 years before we move on with that.
I'm with you on DeChambeau particularly. I would love to see him back. He is fun to watch. He is engaging. And guys, don't you remember 3-4 years ago, he was at odds with Brooks Koepka. It wasn't a pretty thing to watch.
It's good for golf.
It was good for golf.
There's certain scenarios like that in sports, which I'll tell you one in particular is this whole. And I had to watch it because it happened to be on ESPN because they just sell it to you.
Yeah,
is the women's basketball league, the WNBA, and the whole Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
Yes,
she did that on purpose because no one's been talking about the NBA, WNBA. They needed that flagrant foul to be noticed.
Well, and Reese had pushed the center before that. She shoved her. Should have been a flagrant.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Well, you got to.
Why wouldn't I watch it?
You got to watch the clip. I think Caitlin comes over and she gets the ball and she's like, "What the?" And she just grabbed her arm.
Well, it's a
no big deal. The sport needs it.
But you're right, Rock. It's kind of fun to say. Hey, there's a little rivalry here.
Yeah,
I love that. And for Caitlin to walk away like, get out of my face. I'm walking away.
Yeah, I'm not a big Reese fan at all.
No, Aaliyah Boston, man, has got Caitlin Clark's back. She did not hesitate. She jumped in right away.
All right, if you haven't tried them yet, you're missing out, and this is not your average stale protein bar. What makes these bars so delicious is they're fresh, no preservatives. They're stored in the refrigerator, and you can pack them for lunch, your workout, playing golf. And because they're just a great way to get some solid protein and healthy fats into your diet. So check them out today in the refrigerated section at Costco. Of course, we're talking about G2G bars, and you can check them out at G2GBar.com and get one today, G2GBar.com. All right, it's Fact or Phooey with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Phooey. But first, here's Jax with another ESPN 620 update.